Injustice Superman. Superman has one rule that never bends. He does not kill. So how does the most trusted man alive end up ruling the entire planet by force? It takes one bad day. The Joker gets tired of losing to Batman and decides to break Superman instead. And the plan is almost quiet. He never lays a finger on him, he just poisons what Superman sees. Under that poison, Superman fights for his life against a monster that was never there. When it clears, Lois, the woman he loves, is dead. He's the one who did it. He never even knew. And a whole city dies with her. That's the exact second the hero disappears. He decides a world that let this happen doesn't deserve freedom anymore. It deserves control. The chilling part? He still calls it saving people. But Superman was tricked. He never chose the dark. The next hero looked right at it and chose it anyway. The Batman who laughs. Something that should be impossible actually happened. Batman became worse than the Joker. Batman's entire identity is one rule: he never kills. It's the only wall between him and the monsters he hunts. So in one twisted world, the Joker sets out to tear that wall down. He pushes Batman past every limit a person has, until Batman finally breaks and kills him. It should be over. It's only starting, because the Joker planned to die. Hidden inside his body is a toxin. In the instant Batman kills him, it floods in. Not all at once. Night after night, it rewrites him. The genius stays. The training stays. The mercy drains away. What's left is Batman's mind running on the Joker's soul. And this one never misses. He spent his whole life afraid of becoming the villain. The villain just waited him out. Batman's darkness had to be forced into him. Homelander was born with it. Homelander. Picture Superman's powers on someone who was never Superman. The flight, the strength, the eyes that burn through steel. Same bright costume, same magazine cover smile. The public worships him. And then you catch the thing nobody wants to say out loud. There is nothing behind the smile. Every other villain here was good once and fell. Not this one. He was hollow from day one. In front of a crowd, he plays the perfect hero, waving, posing, soaking up the love. Then watch the moment the cameras die. The warmth switches off, the eyes go flat, because he was never protecting anyone. He needs to be worshipped, and he's most dangerous the second he isn't. A monster hides in the dark. This one stands in the spotlight and dares you to look closer. He needed the whole world to worship him. But what turns a hero dark when all he ever wanted was one person's respect? Reverse Flash. The Flash's deadliest enemy started out as his biggest fan. This is a man from the future who grew up idolizing the Flash, studying him, copying him, so desperate to be close to his hero that he gives himself the exact same powers. Then he digs where he shouldn't, and here's the fact he was never meant to find. He and the Flash were never going to be allies. History had already written him in as the villain, and that one line breaks something in him for good. If he can't stand beside his hero, he'll become the reason his hero suffers. So he goes back in time and rewrites the worst day of the Flash's life. Except this time, he's the one who causes it. Same lightning, same speed, turned into a weapon. He didn't just want to win. He wanted to have always been the wound. He struck from the outside. The next villain didn't have to. He was already inside, wearing the hero's own skin. Superior Spider-Man. For a while, Spider-Man kept swinging through New York, cracking jokes, saving people, business as usual. Except, it wasn't Peter Parker inside the suit, and almost nobody noticed. Spider-Man's oldest enemy is dying, and he refuses to lose quietly. So he pulls off the perfect theft. He swaps minds with Peter. Peter is left trapped in a broken, failing body while the villain walks off, wearing his whole life. Then comes the part that stings. He doesn't just impersonate Spider-Man. He sets out to be a better one. Smarter gear. Faster wins. No mercy at all. And for a while, it works. The city's never been safer. But mercy only slides one way. And slowly the hero everyone trusts starts crossing lines the real Peter never would. The mask never changed. The man underneath was a stranger. The thief in Peter's body lost nothing at all. The next one paid with an entire universe. For one woman he couldn't save. Sinister Strange. Somewhere in the multiverse, one Doctor Strange did something no other villain here can match. He hunted down other versions of himself and killed them, one at a time. The reason comes down to a single person, Christine, the love he could never save. Instead of grieving, this Strange goes hunting. He turns to a forbidden book of black magic and tears through realities, searching for one where she's still his. But every door opens on another version of himself, who got the ending he didn't. And that's what rots him. If he can't have that life, none of them can. The magic hollows him out. It even costs him his own universe. But underneath all of it, he's something smaller and sadder. A man alone in the dark, still knocking on doors, still looking for her. Quick one. If dark versions of your heroes are your thing, subscribe. Because from here, it stops being about grief and turns into betrayal. Hydra Captain America. The most trustworthy hero alive was secretly working for the enemy the whole time. Not for one mission, his entire life. That's what the world was forced to believe about Captain America. The man who stands for everything good, revealed as a lifelong agent of the very group he was built to destroy. And it worked, because he'd spent decades earning trust he could now spend like a weapon, sliding into position while every hero around him suspected nothing. Then the truth surfaced. It wasn't really him. Someone had used a reality-bending object to quietly rewrite his memory, his past, all of it, building a false history so seamless that even he believed every word. So the real nightmare isn't a villain in a mask. It's that the symbol you trust the most can be aimed straight at you, and you'd never know. Cap was flipped in a heartbeat by someone else's hand. But what does it take to corrupt a hero when the only weapon is time? Maestro. Travel far enough into one possible future, and the Hulk is still standing. But the picture is all wrong. The other heroes are gone. The world is rubble. And the Hulk isn't protecting anyone. He's sitting on a throne, ruling the ashes. What happened to him? This is the answer to the question Bruce Banner fears most. Normally, the Hulk is all rage and no plan. And Banner is all mind and no muscle. They cancel each other out. This future version is both at once. Banner's genius, the Hulk's power, and after outliving everyone he ever loved, the part of him that felt guilt simply died. He doesn't smash in blind fury anymore. He rules, calm, patient, on purpose. He's the thing Banner wakes up terrified of becoming. The Hulk needed 100 years to fall. Jean needed one afternoon. Dark Phoenix. This one isn't a villain. It's a good person losing a war she never asked to fight. Her name is Jean, and she's the gentlest hero on her team. Kind, steady, the one who holds everyone together. Then she touches something far bigger than herself. A cosmic power, with no ceiling and no off switch. At first, it feels like a gift. She can do the impossible. That's the trap. A power like that doesn't share. Piece by piece, it takes the wheel. Her memories, her warmth, the woman she used to be. All of it buried under something ancient wearing her face. The unbearable part isn't the destruction. It's that the hero and the villain are now the same person, locked in one body, fighting for control. The people who love her can see her in there. They just can't reach her. She was swallowed by too much power. The last one needed none at all, and that's what makes him the worst. Superior Iron Man. This last one is the most disturbing, because it's the simplest. No mind swap, no cursed toxin, no other universe. One spell flips Tony Stark's morality like a switch, and the man who steps out is the same genius, with the conscience turned off, same armor, same face. He still calls himself a hero, but now every brilliant thing he builds is for himself. He takes the tech that could save lives, and turns it into a way to sell people hope they can't afford. And this is why he's the one we end on. Look back at all 10. Not one of them needed to be an alien or a demon. Everyone is just the hero minus one thing. A rule. A person, a limit, a line they swore they'd never cross. The most terrifying evil version was never a stranger from another world. It was always them. And every hero you love is closer to it than you think.